All right, third graders, I'm trying a different way of recording, so we're going to see if this works out. All right, today we are going to be looking at, of course, fractions. Once again, that's what we've been working on, comparing fractions. But this time, if you notice, the top number, which is the numerator, they are going to be the same, but the denominators are different. Okay? So we need to be thinking about, what does that denominator actually mean? And what does that numerator actually mean? Now the numerator is usually how much is shaded. Okay, and from our video earlier this week, I think it was actually yesterday, you were reminded that the bigger the number, the smaller the pieces. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the pieces. So let's think about that. Okay, so my denominator here is a 4. My denominator here is a 6. Here, I'm having to share with 6 people. Here, I'm only having to share with 4. Yes, 2 are shaded in. That means that 2 have been eaten. Okay, over here 2 has been shaded in and 2 have been eaten as well. But if I have 6 pieces, that means my 6 pieces are a lot smaller than my 4 pieces. Okay, so we're going to keep this in mind, and we're going to go ahead and draw our candy bars. We're going to try the best that we can to draw them about, ooh, I don't really like that one. I'm going to go ahead and erase. I'm going to retry that. Make one a little bit better. Okay, they look to be about the same. So this one is going to be 2/4, and this one is going to be 2/6. So here I know that I can divide it in half for fourths, and then again, and that looks pretty equal, or about as equal as it's going to be. But for sixths, I can't do it in half because it won't come out correctly. So I recall that I could do thirds. So I'm going to go ahead and divide it into thirds to the best of my ability, because remember, I want my pieces to be as equal as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and divide those one more time to make them into sixths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 2/4, I need to shade in 2 of those chunks, or 2 of those pieces. And for 2/6, I need to shade in 2 of those as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and kind of do a dotted line going down here, okay, to the best of my ability. And again, we knew that the 6 pieces were going to be smaller than the 4 pieces. And when you look at the illustration, that is right on. So which one is greater? 2/4 is definitely greater than 2/6. So the mouth needs to be eating the bigger fraction. Okay, I would rather have my chocolate pieces be here rather than these chocolate pieces here, because I'm barely getting any pieces of chocolate, and you know that I love chocolate. All right, boys and girls, so I'm going to erase, and this time I want you to do this one. Okay, so I want you to either get a whiteboard or a sheet of paper, or maybe a sticky note, but something that you can write on. So I'll give you just a little bit to do that. Hopefully you have something now. Okay, the next one we're going to do is 5/6. So go ahead and write that down on what you're writing on. And 5/8. Okay, go ahead and do exactly what I did with the last one, and up here next to the 5, go ahead and remind yourself that usually that number is the shaded part. Okay, that's the numerator. And then we are going to be working with the denominator. Okay, so this time I want you to do a lot of reasoning in your head without drawing. Now, if of course you have to draw, then go for it. But let's try to do as much as we can in our head and think about, what does the denominator actually mean? Okay, so again, the bigger the denominator, the smaller the pieces. These are going to be pretty skinny and pretty small compared to these. Okay, so then I know that I would rather be sharing with these people rather than these people. Okay, so because I've thought about that and I remembered that the bigger the number, the smaller the pieces, I know which way the mouth should be facing. So go ahead and fill in what you think. Go ahead and put your symbol in between those two fractions. That's right, 5/6 is greater than 5/8. Okay, so now I need you to get on Class Kick. There is a link if you close out of this video and go back to the page that has all of your assignments on it, and there's going to be pictures on the first part of the paper that correlate to fractions, and you can go ahead and write the fraction above and below it and then be putting greater than, less than, or equal to. And then in the middle of the paper there's going to be fractions without pictures, and you can go ahead and do those on your own. Oh, Tuck started to bark. Okay, this is what the paper is going to look like. And then down here, I want you to do some reasoning in your head. Now, of course, if you need to draw something, feel free to, but I really want you to try not to, okay? So up here, go ahead and write the fraction above and below it, above or below it, then put your symbol, okay, for 1 through 4. Here, try to do it without drawing pictures. Shh, Tuck. And then go ahead and put your symbol for 5 through 10. And then here, do the best you can to come up with your answer without pictures. But of course, if you need them, please draw them. Okay.